Hello everyone, my name is Luke, aka Mr. Rage. Welcome back to the channel. So this is this is going to be a bit of a personal discussion video, as I'm going to be talking about a bit of a personal subject for myself here. I've kind of been wanting to do this video for a while now, but I've kind of been holding it off, haven't had the time, but now there's no better time than ever because I'm not doing anything else. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this discussion video, and I already know that the subject of this video actually relates to a lot of other guys in my situation, if you even want to call it a situation. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think down in the comments below about the topic of today's discussion video. And yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So, from the title of the video, you guys already know, I'm going to be talking about why I gave up on finding a relationship or being in a relationship and why I prefer being single. Now, obviously, I'm a guy, all right? I'm a guy. And surprisingly and proudly for me, because I'm proud of these guys, I am not the only one who has saw that being in a relationship these days is really just not worth it. And it's not something that you need. You see, one thing that I hate about modern society is how men are pressured into being in a relationship, and if men aren't in a relationship, then people are so quick to assume that these type of men are either not successful or they're bad, downright bad, because they didn't even try and get into a relationship, because, you know, society still has those old day what do you call it, those old day expectations of people, you know, back in the old days. Because back in the old days, you know, when you see a man with a wife or a guy with a girlfriend, you would assume that that's like a really successful guy, you know, and all that crap. But you see, the thing is, this is a really stupid mindset that society has, because you don't need a relationship to be happy or successful. As a matter of fact, it's quite the opposite. You see, let me tell you all a little story. Back in the old days, when I was like 13, 14-ish, I'd say, I was a huge chaser. Wasn't a simp, but I was a huge chaser, and I was desperate. I had this really toxic mindset of my own that if I didn't get into a relationship, I would be lonely and miserable and depressed and all that crap. But you see, what I realized is my friends were actually the reasons why I was feeling the way I did. Back in the old days, I had a lot of friends. I was talking to a lot of people, both outside and online. I was just talking to a lot of people. I'm not sure if I already told you guys this, but back in the old days, like when I used to talk on Xbox, like, you know, like online on my Xbox, I used to host so many parties, and I would talk to so many people. I actually became kind of popular a little bit. I was known as like the party man, like, you know, the cool host that everyone wants to be with. Like, that's how many people I was talking with, and that's how social I was. But I was talking to so many people that I was talking to a lot of guys as well who had girlfriends, and, you know, their girlfriends would join the party, and I would hear them talking with each other, and, you know, they seemed really happy, and I would think to myself, you know, maybe I want one of those too. You know, maybe I want to get a girlfriend too. And I would ask them what it's like, and they would tell me how great it is and how happy they were and how they were never lonely anymore. So I told myself that, okay, this is something I got to get now, because I don't want to be lonely either. And at the time, yeah, I had friends, but, you know, having a girlfriend, I figured that would have been better, you know, so I tried. And I failed many, many times, just like I would probably fail now, but I failed so much back then, and it hurt. You know, I was rejected many, many times. I was cheated on as well. You know, even when I did manage to get someone, they would cheat on me. And I couldn't even do anything about it, because it wasn't an in-person relationship. It was an online relationship. But you see, that's another thing. People these days are very, very disloyal, you know. For the most part, it's women. I'm not trying to sound sexist or anything, but for the most part, it's mainly women. But men definitely cheat too. But that just proves my point, though. The fact that men also cheat. People these days are disloyal. And you see, the worst thing about cheaters is the fact that they don't even need to hurt their partner the way that they are, because cheating hurts. It hurts just as much as a breakup, because when it comes to a breakup, you're ending the relationship on your own terms. But when it comes to cheating, you're betraying your partner, who you're still supposed to be in a relationship with. You didn't end the relationship on your terms or their terms. You betrayed them. You betrayed their trust. You hurt them emotionally. It's a horrible thing to do to someone, to be in a relationship with someone and give them the false sense that they have someone who loves and cares about them, and then to go around and hurt them like that when you don't even need to is just it's such an unnecessary and painful, cruel thing to do to someone. Because the thing is, if you're not happy in a relationship, then just end it. End it yourself, but don't turn around and cheat on your partner and then go back and act like everything is okay. Because that makes you a piece of shit. You could call me cruel or you can call me an asshole for saying that. I don't really give a fuck. But you're a bitch if you do that. Okay? If you're a woman, then you're a bitch for doing that. And if you're a man doing that to a woman, then you're an asshole. Okay? You're the male version of a whore if you do that. But most of the time it's always women, though. Like, it's confirmed that most of the time it's always the women who cheat. 99% of the time. But like I said, it's for both genders. You know, both men and women. But again, just proves my point. You know, if you don't want to be in a relationship anymore, then just end it. Break up. Because let me tell you something. Breaking up will hurt your partner a whole lot less than cheating on them. Because that's just betraying them. Like, that's like a breakup, but way worse. Because obviously you're ending the relationship, but at the same time you're betraying them, okay? If you don't want to be in a relationship anymore, then just end it, okay? No one is ever going to force you to be in a relationship, okay? That's the thing about our free will as human beings. We don't have to do anything we don't want to, as long as it's not against the law. If it's not against the law, then that's just our own free will. And relationships are no expectation. If you don't want to be in a relationship anymore, then just end it. Don't hurt your partner like that. Because not only are you going to hurt your partner in such a horrible way, because, you know, emotional pain is just as painful as physical pain, you are going to make it so much harder for them to find another relationship in the future, because they don't have trust issues. They might have, you know, they won't trust people anymore. You know, they could still feel hurt and bitter about it. I mean, breakups just hurt people so bad. You know, I've been on the receiving end and I have witnessed it with my friends. It's just a horrible fucking thing to do to someone. You know, the emotional pain that you're causing someone and the distress is just so bad. So, and I don't even get it. Like, I don't even get why people cheat in the first place, you know? Because it's not like you're being forced to stay in that relationship. I mean, because, oh, you want to cheat, but you also still want to be with your partner. How does that work? How does that work? If you still want to be with your partner, but at the same time you want to cheat and go talk with someone else and have sexual intercourse with someone else, how does it work if you want to still be with your partner? Exactly. Like, I always try and put myself in someone else's mindset to try and understand them better, and I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do that right now, and my brain is just, it's just not working. So I'm confused. I don't understand it. I just don't. I need you guys to help. I need someone to explain that to me, because I don't get it. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense to me. And if it doesn't make sense to me, then obviously I'm not going to try and understand it, because it doesn't make sense to me. So I'm going to need someone to help me understand it, because I don't. Maybe there is nothing to understand. Maybe these people are just toxic. Maybe that's just what it means to be toxic. And that's another reason why I gave up on relationships these days, because I don't want to deal with that. I don't need that stress and that emotional distress in my life. I don't need it. You see, sometimes when it comes to life, if you can avoid hardship and pain, then you should take the steps to avoid it then. Especially if you have a choice to, you know? If you have the option of possibly being able to avoid a painful event in life or avoid future pain, then why not take it? You know, I've been through a lot of pain in my life, but you see, the difference is the pain that I have been through in my life was pain that I could not avoid. It was bound to happen, and it was going to happen no matter how much I tried to avoid it. But when it comes to the pain of being cheated on in a relationship, or like, them breaking up with you, or the relationship just falling apart and then they break up with you, it's pretty fucking painful, you know? Like I said, I've been on the receiving end, and I've seen it firsthand with my friends and with people. And I just don't think it's worth it. And you see, people tell me that if your relationship lasts longer than, I don't know, a couple years, like 5 or 6 years, then that probably means that your relationship is never going to end. That's not true. Unfortunately, that's not true. Like, it's not like one of those things where, oh, if your relationship lasts longer than 5 years, then it's never going to end. No, that's unfortunately not how... I mean, I wish. That's way too convenient, though, you know? When it comes to life, everything that is convenient or too good to be true is too good to be true. That's why you have that saying, because that's just how life works. When it comes to the sake of convenience, nothing in life is convenient. And most great things are too good to be true, because that's just the way life is. You know, life never holds your hand. It's actually trying to break your hand. So, that's not how relationships work. I mean, I've seen people who are in very long relationships, like 10, 15 years, and eventually they broke up or the relationship fell apart. And then people would say, well, hey, 10, 15 years, I mean, that was a good run. At least he was happy for 10 or 15 years. I don't want that if I get in a relationship, okay? If I'm going to be in a relationship, I would like it to last for as long as my heart is still beating and as long as I'm still functioning. I wouldn't want my relationship to end in my lifetime, If I'm going to be in a relationship with someone, I would want it to be someone that I could grow old with and die with. I don't want it to be like for just a couple years and then it's just gonna end. Like it's like there's a start date, and then when the start date is over, it just ends. Like, no, like I don't want that. Okay, I don't want that, because honestly, now that I think about it, if you're in a relationship for 10 or 15 years, maybe even longer, and you've known your partner for that long, and then the relationship falls apart and then you break up with them or they break up with you, that's honestly more painful. That sounds just as painful as having your relationship end with someone you've only been to one with like 2 or 3 years. That sounds more painful, because when you've been with someone for that long, you guys have bonded, you guys have, you've raised a family together, or maybe you've just, I don't know, you guys have like a bond. And if that relationship was to end, it would hurt so much more, because the longer you are with your partner, the more attached you get to them, and the more you bond with them, and the more you love them. So if a long relationship like that was to end, it would hurt so much more than it would if it was only a 2 or 3 year relationship. Because in those 2 or 3 years, you probably didn't bond to them as much as you would bond to someone you've been in a relationship with for like over 10 years. So it sounds worse, honestly. It sounds way worse. So even if I was in a relationship that would last for a long time, there's always that fear that maybe it will just last for a long time, but not forever. And when it comes to me, I wouldn't want my relationship to just last for a long time. I would want it to last forever, or for as long as I'm here, for as long as I'm alive, So that's another reason why I gave up on relationships, modern women. And again, people these days are just so disloyal. Like I said, I've been cheated on before, and it hurts. I mean, for all you other guys out there, do you have a little girlfriend? Can you say you have a little girlfriend? Or are you like every other man who has had a girlfriend, or maybe even worse, a wife, and they cheated on you? I mean, and like I said, it's both sides. Like it's both sides. About a month ago, I was talking to a girl, and she had a relationship with a guy. I think it was on TikTok. I think she said. I can't really remember, but her boyfriend cheated on her only a month after meeting her. So, guys definitely do it too. And another reason why I gave up on relationships these days is because of people's standards. Now, obviously, I'm not attractive, okay, and that's just a fact. Like I'm not attractive. The moon is up there in the sky. Water is wet. Mortgage rates are too low, and I'm not attractive. That's just a fact. I'm not attractive, and you see, these days, people care way too much about a person's looks than they do about what the actual person is like. You know? And that's actually, like, this is actually what creates such a toxic environment for other people. You know, this is why so many people have such low self-esteem and feel so bad about themselves, because people these days have such high standards when it comes just to your looks alone. And then you have standards for other things like how much money you make, or how interesting your personality is, or what your opinions are like, or what your beliefs are. You know, these days people are not very accepting of others. And when it comes to relationships, that's one of the reasons why modern relationships actually suck, because people just have standards that are way too high. Now, am I saying that ugly men should get more affection than other men? No. I think everyone should get the same amount of affection, actually. I think that looks should not be the main thing that you judge when dating someone. You know, and like if you call a person ugly, or if you say that person is unattractive, that's pretty fucking hurtful. I mean, I call myself unattractive because I know I'm unattractive. But, you know, if someone called me ugly, I don't care, because I already know I'm ugly. You know, I already know that I am ugly and I am unattractive. But for other people who are more sensitive, like I've got pretty thick skin. Like, people have said all kinds of horrible things to me. Like, even my family says horrible things to me. So I've got pretty tough skin. But people, like other people out there who are a lot more sensitive and have, you know, softer skin, you know, it's a kind of a painful thing. You know, it could hurt their feelings. And again, this is just another high standard that too many people have these days, because judging someone just because of their looks is a pretty low blow. I mean, when you're in a relationship with someone, you're not in a relationship with their looks. You're in a relationship with a person who has feelings and a conscience and has a personality, okay? Like, word of advice, the only thing you should be judging in a relationship is the person's personality, what they're like, who they are. You know, someone's look doesn't determine who they are. Like, you think a handsome guy who has lots of, he's handsome, he's got a Ferrari, he's got lots of money. Do you really think that actually is like a little look and see of what his personality is? No. That person can be a huge dick. He can be a bad person. Looks do not determine what a person is like and who they are. You know, this is the one standard that actually gets on my nerves. You know, because I see so many men these days out here who have low self-esteem and they feel bad about themselves, even depressed because they're not extremely handsome or attractive. I used to be like that myself. You know, but I accepted myself. I accepted myself, you know? I stopped giving a shit about what other people thought, and I decided that the only person whose acceptance I need is me, okay? I am the only person that I need acceptance from. Because when you accept yourself, you will slowly start to not give a shit about what other people think anymore. But my point is, it's still a fucked up thing how people have these high standards of men. And even women, you know, even ugly women go through the same thing, or unattractive women. I mean, you think simps will simp for a woman who doesn't look like Pokimane or Belle Delphine or one of those other popular female Twitch streamers? No, because they're not attractive like them. So, you know, when it comes to being unattractive, that's another reason why I am not going to even try and get into a relationship, because I'm not attractive. And these days, if you're not attractive, then people won't watch you. People don't even care about your personality. You can be very, very handsome, and you could be an asshole to your partner, and they probably won't care because you're handsome. It's all about the sex. That's all it's about. It's about the sex. It's what you do in the bed. But they don't care about actually being in a relationship with someone they could love. And for someone to actually love them. It's all just about the sex, right? It's all just about the sex and the looks and the fucking money. Just talking about this shit makes me depressed. And you guys wonder why I don't want to try and find a girlfriend or just anyone. This is why. This even gay people go through this crap. Like, even gay men have this same problem where if they're not attractive, then they're unwanted. You know, that's what it means. If you're unattractive, you're unwanted. I don't care about that shit anymore. Okay, now I'm done talking negative about this crap. Now, let me explain the real reason why I don't care about being in a relationship anymore. And that's because, like I said earlier, I accept myself. You know, I don't give a shit about what other people think anymore. Yeah, sometimes I may still be self-conscious about some things. Sometimes I may still be self-conscious about my looks or my weight or what people will assume about me. But still, I don't really put that much thought into it because, you see, in life, I feel like your main goal in your life and everyone's life should be happiness. That should be everybody's goal in life, to be happy and to please themselves. If you've got nobody else to please, then you should please yourself. And even if you're in a relationship, you still matter, and so does your own happiness. So that's the main reason why I stopped caring, pretty much, because I care about myself. I accept myself. I accept myself for who I am, and I love myself. I think that I'm a good person. I know I'm a good person, and I've done good things for people. You know, I ain't got guilt on my conscience. I'm a good person by default. And I know I'm a good person, and I know that I deserve better. And the reason why I say I deserve better is because I know what people are like these days. Besides the fact that so many people are disloyal and cheat and only care about the way you look instead of who you are, I know that people these days are very, very hateful. You know, besides domestic violence, which is all kinds of fucked up, like that's fucked up on a whole nother level, people these days are hateful. You've got liars, you've got people who are manipulative, you've got people who are mentally abusive, you've got people who will tell you something and not even be telling the truth even a bit. You know, being lied to is the worst when it comes to a relationship because, you know, trust in a relationship is very important. You know, to put 100% trust in your partner is a very, very big thing. Besides the fact that there's also supposed to be love and faithfulness. But I know that people these days, they ain't got those qualities. Love, faithfulness, trust. People ain't got none of that shit these days. I mean, if you've got people who won't even date you because you're not attractive enough, or they don't like your personality, or you're not interesting enough, or you don't watch anime or something, or you're not into the same things as them, they won't date you. I mean, imagine someone rejecting you just because you don't like the same things as them. I have seen that firsthand, and it has actually made my brain cells melt away slowly and painfully. I would never date people from this generation. Like, this is one of the things about Gen Z. Gen Z fucking sucks, okay? Gen Z sucks fucking large, swollen ass donkey balls. Alright? Gen Z is a fucking joke. You know, besides all the LGBTQ bullshit, Gen Z is a fucking joke. And again, I focus on myself, okay? I enjoy being single because when you're single, you can focus on yourself. You're in a relationship with yourself. And you see, the thing about being single is you don't even gotta be lonely. I got friends. I don't talk to a lot of people anymore because I don't really put the effort, but I'm kind of an introvert, kind of, not 100%. I'm the combination of an introvert and an extrovert, which is the opposite of an introvert. I like being around people, but at the same time I don't, kind of. You know, I'm a little antisocial, but I've got friends. You know, I've got my best friend Jake. I've got my psychotic best friend Logan. You know, I've got friends. But I focus on myself. You know, I focus on myself, and I actually have a lot of goals for my future as well. I want to make lots of money. When I get a job, I want to find a good job. I want to make lots of money. I want to make money to the point where I don't have to worry about money anymore. I want to buy my first house. I want to buy a nice, beautiful home. I want to get myself a nice car. I want to have a good job. I want to make money so I could go places, so I could, go on trips, go fun places, go out with friends. I just want I literally want the stereotypical American life. I want the average American life, you know? I don't want none of that, crazy shit. Like, I want money. I want a nice house. I want to have enough money to the point where I don't got to worry about money in general. I want to make a lot of money so I could go places, I could have fun. I can buy whatever I want when I want, that just thinking about that, my future, it makes me smile, because I know I'm going to have that in my future. I know that's what I'm going to have, because you see, when it comes to life and when it comes to wanting things in life, you can't have goals and desires if you don't have the patience and determination to achieve them. And me, I have that patience and I have that determination, because I realize that I do have lots of goals and I do have lots of desires. And to achieve my goals, I need to have the determination. And to achieve my desires, I need to have the patience to wait for them. And I have all those things. I have my goals, I have my desires, and I have the things I need to achieve them. Life is hard sometimes, sure. Life is very hard. Life is so hard, it's like a wrecking ball just coming out of nowhere and just literally knocking you down and throwing you 6 feet across the room. It hurts like hell. You get knocked down hard, it hurts like a motherfucker. But the point of pain and being knocked down in life is, it's not how bad it hurts, it's how much energy and how much determination you have to get back up despite how painful life can be. That's what it's about, not the pain. The pain is just temporary. It'll pass. It's not about the pain. It's about having the neck to survive the pain. And it's about having the determination and the willpower and the thick skin to survive the hardships of life and to make it in life and to achieve what you want in life. And me, I got thick skin. I've been through more pain than I could imagine already. I had a very tough childhood, and my life is still tough, Being here, mentally ill, poor, it's very painful. But I go through with it. I survive it. Because that's what I am. I'm a survivor. This went from a personal video on why I don't want to be in a relationship to me trying to motivate you guys. And I hope I have. I hope my determination and my survivability has motivated some of you guys. I know that some of you guys are also struggling out there, so I hope I've helped a bit. But yeah, this is why I have given up on modern relationships. If it was like one of the older type ones, maybe I would have still tried, because I do think that people were better back in the older days, definitely more loyal than they are now. But social media plays a huge part in it. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I did. This was a great experience for me making this video for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you stuck by till the end and heard what I had to say, thank you so very much. It means a lot for you guys to actually stick around and listen to what I have to say. It makes me more happier making these videos for you guys when you guys actually stick by and listen. So thank you so very much if you actually did listen, and even if you didn't, it's fine. Just thank you for watching. A couple shout outs to my friends, Platano King, M64 Bros, my buddy Frosty Jake, and Gaming Computers, as well as some of my OG channel viewers. So thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments down below of this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, y'all. Peace.